All right, so let me first kind of start out by kind of telling students how to introduce themselves in a presentation class, because there is a high percentage of students that come on because they're confused about how to introduce themselves when they're giving a presentation. And one of the things that you have to kind of keep in mind is that there's two different items in a speech that often get confused. There is the presentation starter, those are those things that you use to kind of wow the audience or get them to pay attention to you. And then there's also an introduction where you introduce yourself to your audience. So if you have to give a speech in a class where everybody in the class already knows you, there's absolutely no reason to introduce yourself. By the way, that's the same in a business speech as well, which we'll cover in a few minutes. But if everybody in the audience knows you and they know your expertise, they know what you do, you don't introduce yourself. That's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Instead, you probably are, if you're actually listening to this podcast, or if you happen to be reading the show notes and looking at this, it probably means that you're looking for a way to kind of start your speech. For example, instead of introducing yourself and starting off in an awkward way, you might start with a startling statistic or a summary of your conclusion, or start the presentation with an inspirational quote or something like that. So we covered those items about 3 episodes back. So if you are looking for that type of thing, just kind of pause this session, go back a couple of episodes, look for the seven dynamic ways to start your presentation. And that's probably going to help you out a whole lot more. If you are a student and you're delivering a speech in a speech competition or to an audience who doesn't know you, then the technique that we're going to cover later on for the business presentations will work just as well. But I would suggest making it really, really simple. Just say your name, say the school that you represent, and then just say your topic. Make it real easy, just like that. Don't do a whole lot more, because that you basically you're going to get to your content more quickly, which is basically what the audience is going to be there to listen to. So typically after you get those first sentences out of the way, your nervousness is going to drop down dramatically as well. And so since your name, your school, your topic, those are going to be things that are really, really easy to remember, that takes a lot of the pressure off of you during the most nervous part of the speech, which is right at the beginning. So obviously if you're speaking coach or teacher is giving you specific techniques and you want to follow those, because some competition will have specific ways that they want you to introduce yourself. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. But if none of that is given, just start with your name, your school, and your topic, and then jump right into your presentation. You'll be fine.